outside, it stems from something which is already building up inside. When this RMS Titanic was approaching that iceberg, the navigator thought to himself, it is so small, so I can easily maneuver and I can just, pass by. But when he tried to do that, we know the lower deck of the rear shaft, it hit against the iceberg. And when this water started entering, then RMS Titanic started sinking. Our behavior also has a similar dynamics. When the behavior of the other person affects us, when it enters into us, it starts its dynamics. It starts working in us. A positive behavior may beget a positive response from my side. A negative behavior may beget a negative response from my side. Sometimes it may happen the other way also. That is also possible. But how does this happen? Or why does this happen? It's because every individual within has several aspects of the self. There are several factors that contribute towards the external behavior. In order to understand, we'll have to do a deep dive into how an individual or how a self looks like. This is how the transfer section of a self looks like. This is how an individual is made up of. You can see this entire whirl of, different aspects of an individual. In the external, the outermost periphery, you find behavior. What is seen is our behavior. But behavior comes out through our feelings. And feelings are presented out because of our attitudes. And this attitude is developed because of our value system, our belief system, and understanding. I would like to, with the kind permission of Professor Uche, I'll just take one small example. Fine.
Okay.
Right. Let us imagine Professor Uche believes in fasting on Sundays. She believes that fasting on Sundays connects us closer to God. Is it her value? Is it a belief or an understanding? It is her belief system. She believes that fasting brings her closer to God. And today, being Sunday, she is fasting, and I go to her and I offer her her favorite sweet. And unknowingly, what she does is she picks up that sweet and says, "Why are you giving this?" And say, "Today is my birthday." Then she takes and eats. And after a while, she realizes that she has broken her fast. What has happened to her belief system? The belief system is broken. She has broken the fast. As a result, she has a disturbed attitude. Because of the disturbed attitude, she develops guilty feeling that today I should have fasted. Instead, I broke my fast just because of a piece of sweet. As a result, her behavior is disturbed. After a while, again, I go to Professor Uche and say, "Professor Uche, can you just take me through, your presentation?" She might say, "No, no, sir, come later." And suddenly behavior has changed. Why did it change? It has changed because there was a disturbance in her belief system, which has developed a disturbed attitude, guilty feeling, and the behavior is seen outside. What is seen outside is behavior. Similarly, we must understand that our behavior is governed in the core by our value system, our beliefs and understanding. Every individual is brought up in a family. Every individual is brought up in an environment. Every individual is brought up in a society. And how the society and environment and family system, influences the behavior of the person is like that. I would like to take you through two important aspects about our values. There are two sets of values which govern the behavior. One is called as the inherited value. The other set is called as acquired value. What is this inherited value? When we are born, genetically we get some values from either of our parents. That is the reason why sometimes in our childhood, our relatives or our acquaintances might have said, "You always are so kind like your mom. You are so passionate like your dad." Where did we get this value from? It is inherited. Our emotions, our values are inherited. That is one set of values called as the inherited values. And there is a second set of values called as the acquired values. Where do these acquired values come from? In our childhood, just imagine the first day at our school. First day at our school in the kindergarten. Our parents are pushing us into the classroom, and the teacher is pulling us into the classroom because it's a new kind of environment. We were never exposed to that kind of environment. And in the push and pull, the pull was stronger. So the teacher pulled us inside and made us sit in the class. And in the class, we are asked to have a kind of a demeanor. We are expected to have a kind of behavior. We are not supposed to shout. At home, I am the king and queen, right? As a child to my parents, I am the king, I am the queen, and I am the prince and I am the princess. So whatever I do at home is accepted. Whereas at school, I cannot shout, I cannot run about. There are certain expectations about my behavior. Therefore, in the childhood, what happens is there is a rupture which develops between our inherited values and acquired values. Just imagine if our inherited values, acquired values were in unison. If both of them were alike, at least some of them were alike, there is a smooth sailing, there is no friction. And as a result of this, if there is a friction, it results in maladjustment. People do not adjust to the environment. They say, I'm sorry, I think I'm not made for this particular set of, rules and regulations. I'm sorry, I can't take this. I never expected this kind of behavior in the organization. Now, not only do individuals have values, beliefs, and understanding, even organizations have. I'll give you one example. See here, I just want to bring to you this, mission statement given by the company Nike. And the mission statement goes like this: we bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. Either it is an individual or a family or an organization or an educational institution or a company. If all the people involved in that particular group think alike, if they believe in that particular value system, organization grows. There is success for an individual, there is success for an organization, there is success for a family, there is success for a country. So in this company called Nike, every individual, there is a separate section which makes the sole of the shoe. There is a separate section which makes the body of the shoe. There is a separate section which makes the lace of the shoe. You ask any employee of Nike, wake them up from sleep and ask, what is the mission statement of your organization? They say, we want to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. That is the reason why the person who's making the sole says, I want to make such a soft sole of the shoe. When the athlete wears it, he should find it, comfortable. Similarly, the other person who is making the body of the shoe says, I want to design the body of the shoe in such a way that it has proper ventilation. When the athlete wears, he should feel, it is so airy and it's so good. And the person who makes the lace also thinks in the same way. He says, I want to make the best lace out of the best fabric for Nike. When an athlete is wearing, he should feel, wow, these are the shoes that I want to wear. Imagine if all of us had the similar kind of adjustment to the values. It brings success. I would like to give you another example. This is a mission statement of another organization. They say like this: we want to refresh the world. We want to inspire moments of optimism and happiness. We want to create a market value for us and make a difference. Any guesses, Professor Uche, which company would have had this? Professor Uche, can you guess which company would have this as their mission statement?
To refresh the world, to inspire moments of optimism and happiness, to create values and make a difference. IDYM should be able to have this kind of values.
Yeah, but the originator of this value is Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Yeah. So this Coke company, everybody believes that, they want to refresh the world. That's the reason why you see Coca-Cola is almost he has so much of presence all over the world. And that's the reason why any gathering of friends, any gathering of family, Coca-Cola is must. Right? I want to give another example of an organization. This organization says we provide branded products, services of superior quality, which give value and improve lives of people and world consumers. And consumers, when they use our products, they give us profit and sales and create value. And our communities and our companies grow as a result. Even the customers who are there are satisfied, and they help us to work and prosper. And this is a statement of Procter and Gamble. Every organization has a value. Similarly, IDYM also has a value. The very name IDYM says igniting dreams of young minds. That is a value statement. That is a mission statement. That is a vision of the organization. Just imagine everybody who are members of IDYM, if we think in the same perspective, my words, my presentation, my quotations, my presence on the screen should ignite the dreams of young minds. If that is the value with which we work or we associate ourselves, then success is always on our way. Fine, I would like to move. Then when I said these two sets of values, let me come back to that. There are two sets of values. That is, inherited values and acquired values. But do we know as individuals what our core values are? It's little difficult, right? It's little difficult. To all the viewers who are present here, I would like to give you a small exercise. If you have a pen and paper with you, please pick up the pen and paper, and I'm going to give you a small task. And please complete this task. And by the end of this task, you would have realized what your core values are. Yes, are you all ready? I hope all of you are. We'll try to identify our core personal values. So once again, I request all the viewers who are watching through this platform of IDYM, take a pen and paper. The next slide that I'm going to show you has about 90 values of leaders, 90 values of people who can inspire, 90 values of people who can, motivate or take an organization forward. And what you have to do is sieve through it. These are the values. Now, when I display this for 2 minutes, take a pen and paper, whichever value you think you have it in you, please write down all those values quickly. I'm giving 2 minutes time. Professor Ruchi, I request you also to do that while I am also doing the same.
Waiting. Okay.
Yeah, please write down, in a pen and paper, just write down any values from this, which you think you have. As you do that, you make a table like this in another page. The first, the first column here, it should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9 cells. And in the second column, there should be 5 cells. And the third column, there should be 3 cells. So be ready with that. And now look at these values. From these values which are there, accountability, assertiveness, carefulness, accuracy, adventurousness, ambition, being the best, boldness, calmness, all these are values. These values may be either inherited or acquired. No worries about that. But from these, what we have to do is, in this next page, what we are doing, write any 10 values in column 1. From the previous line, any 10 values, please write in column 1. I hope, Professor Ruchi, you have done it.
Yes, yeah, but let us see the values.
Again, okay, I'm displaying that again.
Yes.
From these, write any 10 values in first column. Please tell me once you are done.
Okay, me, I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, what we do is we move to the next slide. You have written 10 values in first column. For all the viewers, please understand the values that you have written in the first column is called as the bucket of behavior. These are the 10 values which more or less they moderate and govern your behavior. We must understand the importance of the role of behavior and values. Our behavior is governed by the 10 values which we have written in column 1 at any point in time. More or less, these are the 10 values which are very important, and these 10 values may be either inherited or acquired, but they govern our behavior, how we respond to others, how we respond in an environment, how we respond in family, how we respond in society, how we respond with colleagues, how we respond in our organization. These 10 values, they govern the behavior. Now, the next step, what we have to do is, from these 10 values, write any 5 in the second column. Professor Uche, please. Write them in the second column. Second column.
Okay, from the 10 values?
Yes, from the 10, write any 5 in the next column.
Okay.
Tell me once you're done.
Okay. Okay, I'm done.
The second column, the 5 values which we have written, is called as a bucket of branding or bucket of personality. Can you please tell me, Professor Uche, what are those 5 values which are written in the second column?
I have written accountability.
Accountability.
Integrity. Yeah.